And welcome back, everybody. I am the Ghost Cat, and we are currently on our odyssey across all the planets in the Space Engineer's star system. Last time, we made our way here from the pole, had a little trouble punching through a mountain, and we encountered our first challenge, where we shot down some targets and got ourselves some magnesium. So today's goal is to make it to the next challenge. However, before we do that, I'm going to do a little scavenging of what we've got here to get some things that we haven't quite found many of yet, namely grids. I want to get some metal grids and maybe throw some thrusters and some wings onto our rover to make a little better time. I'm going to start right here because I know we got some grids in this turret and some in that cargo container. I don't think anyone will mind. I'm also going to want to build a turret or two of my own because we were informed that the drones are coming. So I don't really want to have to tangle with drones without a turret. Maybe I should actually take care of that first. I'm going to use 3 of our magnesiums to make some Gatling turret ammo. When there is an abandoned settlement right over there. I'm going to loot a few more things from here, and then we'll get headed for that settlement. And once we're there, maybe at that point I'll take a look at thrusters and wings and such. But I want to see what any of these drones may have left. Huh, I don't see anything. Except a big hole. Alright, let's get headed out and go find that abandoned settlement. It's crazy how nicely this goes up the hill when you've actually got power. Now this area is full of abandoned settlements. Scrap antenna. Interesting. I haven't seen one of those before. But the first one we were looking for is right over here. Or maybe not. I want to say that first one we saw was closer. Got an old power pole. And something else right over here. Looks like an old warehouse. With a turret. Which does not appear to be functional. Let's just grind this down real quick. Get a little more ammo. Grid, a couple power cells. Right on. What's in here? Some more random bits of loot. Some ammo. Ooh, there's all kinds of good stuff here. I'm gonna have to run around and loot this place. This battery's an excellent find. A little bit extra power. Well, it was an excellent find. Until I forgot to turn my turret off. And now... suppose I can weld it back up. I did find all the stuff I need right here. And now it does belong to us. Slightly less excellent find. Required a power cell and some computers. Well, now that we've got that warehouse looted, I think the next order of business is going to be to slap some wings and thrusters on here and see if we can't get this thing to fly. I'm using the aerodynamics mod for this playthrough, and I think it'd be a whole lot quicker to get where we're going if we didn't have to go over every nook and cranny in the ground on the way there. It'll also make it a whole lot easier to spot scrap so that we can gather components to use to get off this planet. I don't know what a B4 Bastion drone is, but it wants to kill us. We just gotta get close enough for our turret to be able to target it. Alright, it doesn't appear to be getting closer. It's just hanging out. Let's see if I can get these wings built. Well, I don't have nearly enough motors to build these thrusters. That drone is still holding off. I don't know what his deal is. Well, since I don't have enough motors to build these thrusters, I'm gonna head back to the ice lake, grab some ice, maybe build a quick O2H2 generator, and oh, I left my battery back there. It's probably back at whatever's left of that warehouse. I had to hightail it out of there pretty quick and didn't have time to snag that battery. But, as I said, we'll head back to this ice lake. We're going to get some ice. We're going to refuel our tanks and see what I can't wiggle and jiggle around to generate some motors so that maybe we can get at least one thruster. Maybe that'll give us enough thrust to get off the ground. I do also still have to finish filling in these wings. Probably not going to generate very much lift with great big holes in them. I don't know what that tree was just doing, but did we really manage to plant a tree in the ice? Oh no. Whichever one it was must have disappeared. Is that Bastion drone coming back? I hope not. Alright, like I said, I'm gonna head back to the challenge, see what else I can scavenge, see if I can't figure out some motors. And then hopefully after that we can get underway. That Bastion drone is still just hanging out. He must be out of ammo. Maybe that's what happened. We're gonna have to figure out how to take care of him at some point. Excellent. I was able to get enough motors to get at least one thruster functional, so I'm gonna finish fleshing out these wings and see if we've got enough thrust to get us airborne. We can use this lake as a runway. And I think we're ready to give this a go. I set the Gatling turret to target power systems, because if we can get in the air, I'm going to see if we can go and drop that drone, and hopefully scavenge some weapons and maybe some grids from it, so... Let's give this a shot, shall we? Just need to get this nose to come up, if we've got enough lift and enough thrust. Come on, you can do it. Well, that didn't work with 100% thrust override on, so I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go the other way and try. And just give it the manual thrust. And see if that does any better. In my limited experience with this mod, sometimes that can make the difference. I got one little trick up my sleeve. There we go. Just use X to bounce the suspension a bit. Get us that little bit of airborne. And it seems to have worked, so let's go see what's up with this drone, see if we can't put it down. Steering this is a bit awkward. I may need another gyroscope. But she does fly. Well, looks like we got it. I just gotta land this thing. Hope we don't hit too hard. That wasn't that bad of a landing. That explosion was not us. Let's see if we can find any remnants of this drone. It might be a bit dark for this kind of search, so we might want to just wait till morning. Now that we know we can get airborne and stay airborne, I can just launch us off a hill. And we can do a quick once around, and if we don't find anything, we can get headed south. Airborne this time. Oh, now we've got a nice little wing to hide under in case it rains. Although I suppose the soot from our fire might damage the wing, so we'll stick it right outside. And there it is, folks. Well, I'm going to hang out here, and I will see you in the morning. And here we are. Sun is just starting to illuminate some of the local high points. Gonna get rid of this fire pit. And now, we can get on our way. We'll do a quick little loop once we get airborne. See if we can't find any wreckage. And if not, we're gonna head off to the south. Maybe get us an abandoned settlement or two. Well, so far I don't see anything, but it might be somewhere on this plain. I don't know, it sounded like it hit the ground pretty hard, so there might not be anything left. Maybe I will just head off to the south. It's morning, we got all day to get our move on and make our way to the next challenge. Oh, I've seen an abandoned settlement. Gonna bring her around and try to set her down. It was right around here somewhere. There, not a bad landing. Now we just need to see if we can locate whatever ruins are around here. This may end up being a little more difficult than I thought to find this. See if we can get airborne again and try to find it from the air. Oh, there's something right back there that my turret's trying to shoot. Ow, that was a hard hit. Gotta remember, turn this on and off. There's something right over here, it looks like. I did see a couple more blink while I was setting up the thing to turn off my turret. So now we just have to find whatever it was shooting at. Apparently, while downing as many trees as possible. However, I am not seeing whatever it is that the turret was seeing. Or is that it right there? That looks like it might be something. Or just trees, but it's hard to tell when there's trees. That surely does appear to be a structure. Let's do some scrapping. Excellent. This is one of those ruins that gives you the power cells. Although my inventory is full, so... Oh, yeah, that's where I parked. Getting a fair amount of good little bits from this collection of ruins. We got some more motors, some power cells, some ammo, which means magnesium, even if it's only in trace amounts. See if there's anything good in any of these lockers. A couple of empty cylinders. Right on, we're starting to build a tidy little collection of components here. Still not enough motors to build that second thruster, but I do think I'm going to take a moment and build that second gyroscope. Alright, that little ruin is thoroughly looted, so let's keep on keeping on, shall we? Alright, we've got just under 50 kilometers left to get to this first challenge. We discovered specialized shipbuilding. Ooh. Let's go see what they got going on over here. Although I imagine they're going to have ships with a name like specialized shipbuilding. With the second gyroscope, this ground squirrel, although I think now we can probably call it the flying squirrel, doesn't fly too poorly. It kind of wants to float through the air. Once you get her off the ground, it just doesn't steer very well as far as turning rate, but it gets us where we're going. So let's go check out this little trade base here and see what they've got, and then after that probably get back on the road. I have a handful of things, but when I first walked up, there was a tier 2 welder there, and now it's not popping back up. Maybe if I find their store proper, I'll be able to grab one of those, because that would be handy to have better tools. Here we are. Nope, must have just been a fluke. All they have here are vehicles and zone chips and data pads, but as we're not running around looking for a bunch of trade stations, the data pads probably aren't going to help. I should have brought my space credits up here so I could throw them in the ATM. Somebody's been leaving space credits under the mattresses. Well, in any event, we should keep moving. And we're off once again. Oh, there's a settlement. 4 kilometers. A scrap antenna. I don't think we've gone to one of those yet, so let's go check that out. Well, there's another one up on top of that plateau. Let me jump out and get a directional fix. We're looking at about 45 degrees from where we're at. I think... I'm not sure. But that looks like scrap. Some sort of ruined structures, so... Nope, those are just trees. There was something over here. We were following that antenna. Maybe we'll see it better from the air. If not, we'll head over and check out that one on top of the plateau. Well, that certainly looks artificial. Right on, let's see what's in this shed. Oh yeah, this looks like one of the good ones. We got all kinds of good stuff we can grind down in here. But first, the timer block. That ticking is ominous. Here's another small battery. Assuming I don't forget it like the hydrogen tank that I forgot at the last site that we salvaged from. I realized that when I was landing, I was looking at our power and hydrogen and realized that we have no hydrogen and we're starting to get a little low on power. Bring this wind turbine down and steal all its goodies. That's 8 motors for us. I'm hoping soon we'll have enough motors that we can build that second engine. Our second thruster, I should say. And we can make even better time. Alright, this is mostly looted of all the stuff I want, so... We're gonna head over to that plateau. It was off in that direction, I believe. Probably that one right there. And see what was up there before we start heading for this next challenge. So somewhere up here, there's one of those abandoned settlements. Now we just have to find it. Well, I'm not seeing it, and we're down to only 10 minutes left of flight time, so I'm going to start heading south towards this next challenge, and I may even land up here and make my way along the ground for a while. Uh-oh, we appear to have a friend. Better fire up the turret. Maybe get airborne. See if we can shoot this guy down. Right on. And we saw where this one landed. And a bounce. Excellent. Let's see what we can scavenge from this. Is this thing still alive? I will gladly take your reactor. And your control blocks. Fantastic. I bet we can even get some ammo from this thing. Because I can't imagine we've got much. Although we did take some damage. We're going to have to patch that up. And an abandoned settlement about 6 kilometers at 105. I'll have to remember that. We'll head there next. Well, that drone is pretty sufficiently looted, so I'm going to head back here. And I'm going to tack one of those small reactors on to help with our power supply issues. Excellent. Now we got a little bit of power. I don't know how much it's going to be, but it's a little bit. Patch up our flying squirrel here a bit. Well, I should probably fill that in. Otherwise, we're just going to lose that wheel next time. Alright, we'll patch that up real quick. Something is not happy on here. It is a wiggling and a jiggling, but that's been a persistent problem since they let me drive it. Alright, I'm not seeing anything immediately apparent that's busted up, so let's head for that other abandoned settlement and get what we can get before continuing our journey to the next challenge. It's only 35 kilometers away. And this time there'll be no need to go through the mountains. We can just fly over them. There it was again. It's right on top of that plateau. That looks like what we're looking for right there. Set her down real quick and see what we can find. Ooh, excellent. Power cell. An overturned truck with 2 intact hydrogen tanks. Nope, I was wrong. None of them are intact. That's unfortunate. I'd hoped to get some hydrogen. We are currently running off a little bit of uranium, but that won't last us forever. Ouch! I didn't even see that there. Looks like we'll have to patch up that wing before we go. But I've been getting plenty of good scrap here, so that shouldn't be a problem. We may even have to increase our storage space before we leave. Although, I think we're going to end up with enough motors to build that other thruster. Which will give us plenty of thrust. Maybe we'll extend our wings, get a little more lift, and be on our way. But first, I gotta finish looting. There's a whole bunch of motors and computers up in there, I can tell. Well, everyone, I appear to have run out of inventory space. I'm gonna try to break some ammo down, because we are almost out of Gatling ammo. Maybe that'll clear up a bit of space, and I don't know. I may have to build an extension. Put a second cargo container. Probably move the wings back. Finish building this thruster real quick. If we have sufficient motors. It appears we do. Excellent. That should clear up some space in our inventory. Not much, but a little bit. Alright, all this extra ammo is going to get me a few magnesium. So, with that, we can make some more Gatling ammo and defend ourselves whenever a drone comes, because I imagine there'll be more. The ammo was all broke down, and now I've got some Gatling ammo assembling. In a minute here, I'll hopefully have this whole installation looted. And we can get back on the road. Alright, looks like we've just got this one little structure left to loot. And then we can be on our way. Wow, all kinds of good stuff. We got some grids, some motors, some ammo. Grab the motors and computers out of the door. And I think we can be on our way. Although, it may be a bit dark. I'm gonna wait till the sun comes up. Hang out here. Throw up our campfire. Right on. And I will see you folks in the morning. Well, folks, it's not morning yet, but we got a drone. Well, drone is down, but we've taken some damage. Well, that's not good. I think that drone came down over here. Or at least I thought so. I'm not sure where that thing came down. I had hoped to scavenge its wreckage, but yeah, we definitely took some damage. Missing a wheel. I almost drove right past it. Alright, now that I've got that drone as looted as I'm going to get it, I'm going to get my hydrogen engine patched back up, and I think we're going to fly by night and try to make our way to that next challenge before another drone gets here. And we are airborne. There's another abandoned settlement right over there, but at the moment I don't have the cargo space, and I want to get away from where that drone found us. We're down to about 20 kilometers till we reach this next challenge. This almost seems too easy. Only 15 kilometers remaining. And the sun's starting to rise. Shortly here, we'll see what kind of fun is in store for us today. Here's an abandoned settlement right over there somewhere. But it's a bit too dark. I do need to start hitting some more of those. Or we're not going to have enough components when we get to the South Pole. Because, if you remember, we're going to need to build planetary escape craft. So we're going to need at least enough components to build that, and I don't think I quite meet that requirement yet, so maybe on this next leg after this challenge, we'll spend a little more time on the ground rather than taken to the skies. However, that is neither here nor there, for I see the marker for the challenge, and it appears to be situated near this ice lake, so I'm going to take us down there, and we can check out what's going on once we get there. We'll know whatever it is on the ice. Let's come in for a landing and see what we got. Alright, so what do we have here? Stage 1, Challenge 2, Rover Bowling. This challenge is based on classic bowling. However, you get 2 rovers in place of balls. Add whatever you wish, but the starter blocks must remain and it can only be as wide as the wheelbase. Be warned, as is, they may or may not go straight. Use cameras to aim, merge blocks to launch. Left and right, move rover left and right, roll controls, rotate rover. Knock down pins to win hydrogen for your planetary escape. Rewards collectible at the South Pole. 1 small tank per pin, half large tank for a spare, and a full large tank for a strike. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, that's 2 pretty basic looking vehicles. Probably going to want to give them some more mass. Maybe use the aerodynamics mod to help them track straighter. Give them some surfaces akin to vertical stabilizers on a plane, which I did neglect on this, and it is a bit side slippy. I'm going to grab some steel plates and get to work. Alright everybody, the design I've come up with for these is pretty simple. Each one has this slope on top to hopefully give us some downforce and help it stick as it flies towards these pins, as best it can on the ice anyway. And then we've got these 2 wedges, one on each side, to hopefully help it track a little bit straight. We'll see how well that works. And then I use some blast door blocks on the front, hopefully give it a little mass and help it chisel through these pins over here. And what is that? It's another one of them drones. This one isn't shooting at us. What do you think you're doing, buddy? Making a big mistake is what you're doing. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring him down real quick before we, do this challenge. And that's one drone down. We got pieces of drone all over. And a drone here. It's a sure sign of victory. This is excellent because these thrusters have grids in them. There's all kinds of stuff here we can use. However, we'll take care of this after we complete this challenge. Alright, we've got our first rover lined up and ready to go. Let's see how it does. Let her go. We'll switch to the camera here and one pin. Huh. I'd kind of hoped it would do more. Well, that first shot was not as good as I'd hoped. Let's spin this thing around and get our second rover lined up. Hopefully we can do a little better. I think I'm still going to set it up to shoot for what would be the sweet spot if you were bowling. Although as I was bringing this around, I noticed something. There's debris in our lane. Wonder if that had something to do with our first shot tracking off to the side, so we can get this lined up and hopefully get a few more pins. And let's let her go. Switch to the spectator cam. And that is a complete mess. Well, it looks like I'm providing most of my own hydrogen to get off this planet, so I guess we're going to have to take that into consideration as we head for the pole, which I believe is our next stop. However, that's an adventure for next time, so I will see you folks then, and, as always, have a great day.